Ambassador Jung Kim rubbed his tired eyes as he stared at the report on his tablet. 3 years. 3 long years of talks with the Galactic Council, and they were still being treated like children. More delays, sir? Lieutenant Hannah Lee asked. She stood by the window of their temporary office on Nexus 7, the massive space station that served as the Galactic Council's headquarters. Yes, they claim they need 6 more months to review our technological readiness, Jun said. His voice was calm, but Hannah could see the anger in his eyes. Nexus 7 was a marvel of alien engineering, a spinning ring 20 kilometers across, home to representatives from 37 different species. Humans were guests here, not members. The council had made that very clear. I overheard something today, Hannah said. She turned from the window. Beyond it, strange ships of all shapes moved silently through the blackness of space. I was in the common area. Councillor Raksat was speaking to his aides. June looked up. And he called us barely more than clever animals. He said Earth was useful only for its resources, and that once we joined, they would put us to work mining our own planet. June's face didn't change, but he set down his tablet with deliberate care. Did he see you? No. They spoke in Gelston, but they forget I learned their language last year. June stood and walked to a small cabinet. He pressed his hand to it, and the door slid open. Inside was a simple red button protected by a clear cover. Sir, Hannah asked. I've been authorized to make this call since day 1, Jun said. The President and Joint Chiefs gave me final authority. I've been patient. I've been diplomatic. But I will not let Earth be tricked into becoming slaves. He flipped open the cover. You're activating protocol walkaway. Hannah's eyes widened. But sir, the consequences have been calculated, June finished. Call our team. All of them. We're having an emergency meeting in 30 minutes. 2 hours later, the entire Earth delegation sat in their conference room. 28 men and women, the best diplomats, scientists, and military minds Earth had to offer. The vote is final, Jum announced. 26 in favor, 2 against. Earth is officially abandoning talks with the Galactic Council, effective immediately. Todd Park, their senior diplomat, looked concerned. What reason will we give? None, Jun said. We pack up and leave. No explanations, no negotiations. They'll be confused, said Dr. Minji Han, their chief scientist. Maybe even worried. Good, Jun replied. For 3 years, they've treated us like we're stupid, like we don't understand their games. But we've been watching, learning, scanning their technology when they thought we were just admiring it. Lieutenant Hannah stood up. I've already alerted Earth Command. Operation Silent Thunder is now active. What exactly is Operation Silent Thunder? Asked one of the younger diplomats. June smiled for the first time that day. It's what we've been preparing for since first contact. The Council thinks we've shown them everything we have. They're wrong. Pack your things, Jun continued. Our ship leaves in 3 hours. Tai, you'll deliver our statement. Keep it short. Earth formally withdraws from negotiations. We wish you peace. Nothing more. What about the observation satellites they have around Earth? Someone asked. Let them watch, Jun said. What they'll see will give them plenty to worry about. As the meeting ended, Hannah approached Jun privately. Do you think they'll attack us? She asked quietly. No, Jun said. They're too confident in their superiority. By the time they realize their mistake, we'll be ready. Hannah nodded. I'll prepare the security team for departure. As she left, June looked out at the alien space station one last time. Soon, the Council would learn what humanity was truly capable of. They thought abandoning talks was a sign of weakness. They were about to discover how wrong they were. The main chamber of the Galactic Council fell silent as Tapark walked to the center platform. 37 alien representatives stared at the human diplomat. Some leaned forward with interest. Others looked bored. I have a brief statement, Ta said. His voice was calm and clear. Earth formally withdraws from negotiations. We wish you peace. He bowed slightly, then turned and walked away. For 3 seconds, nobody moved. Then the chamber exploded with noise. What does this mean? Shouted a tall, blue-skinned alien. Is this some kind of human joke? Demanded another. High Counselor Ziv, the oldest member of the council, banged a glowing staff against the floor. The noise stopped. Ambassador Park, Ziv called. Please explain. But Ta was already gone. Outside the chamber, the entire Earth delegation was boarding their ship. They cannot simply leave, said Counselor Vex, a insect-like being with 4 arms. The negotiations are not complete. Counselor Vrax of the Drell species laughed. The Drell were tall, muscular aliens known for their military power. You fools don't understand what humans are capable of. They are primitive, said Counselor Trell. They barely have faster-than-light travel. So they want us to think, Vrax said quietly. On Earth, Director of Intelligence Zhu Kang stood in a massive underground control room. Screens covered the walls, showing images from around the solar system. Is everything ready? She asked. Colonel Doyen Ryu nodded. Operation Silent Thunder is active. All hidden bases are powered up. The lunar defense grid is online. Mars colony has activated its shields. And the Council satellites watching us. Still in orbit. They see only what we want them to see. Zhu smiled. Good. Begin Phase 1. Across Earth, hidden doors opened in mountains, oceans, and deserts. Military ships that had been kept secret from alien observers rose into the sky. On the far side of the moon, massive gun batteries powered up for the first time. Back on Nexus 7, the Council called an emergency meeting. We must send observers to Earth immediately, Counselor Vex insisted. We already have observation satellites, said another council member. And what do they show? Asked Vrax. A large screen lit up, showing images of Earth. Everything looked normal. Nothing unusual, reported a technician. Wait, we're picking up unusual energy readings from their moon. The image zoomed in on the lunar surface. Strange lights glowed on the dark side. What is that? Ziv asked. Unknown, said the technician. Our satellites can't get clear readings. Vrax stood up. I warned you all 3 years ago. Humans are deceptive. They fought 3 world wars before achieving spaceflight. They are killers who learn to smile. That's ridiculous, said Trell. They're barely more advanced than primates. Then why are they leaving? Vrax demanded. Ask yourselves that. On the Earth ship heading home, Ambassador Jum Kim watched the stars through a viewport. They're still arguing, reported Lieutenant Hannah Lee. Our listening devices in the council chamber are working perfectly. And our spy, Su Choi, remains in place. He has access to all council records. Jun nodded. Begin data transfer. It's time they learned who we really are. Hannah smiled. Some council members already seem frightened. They should be, Jun said. We came to them in peace. We were patient. We were respectful. And they treated us like children. What happens next, sir? Jun turned from the stars. Now we show them that Earth is not to be underestimated. Not ever again. On his tablet, a message flashed. Operation Silent Thunder. Phase 1 complete. The real plan was just beginning. 6 months had passed since Earth left the Galactic Council. The council chambers were no longer filled with angry shouts. Now they were filled with whispers of fear. Su Choi sat quietly in the council archives. As a human consultant hired to organize Earth-related documents, no one paid him much attention. The aliens thought he was just a simple clerk. They were wrong. Su looked around to make sure he was alone, then plugged a small device into the main computer. The screen flashed once. Thousands of classified files about human history began copying to the device. What are you doing? The voice asked. Su turned to see a young Trill, one of the smaller alien species. The Trill looked confused, not suspicious. "System update," Sue said with a smile. "Just routine maintenance." The Trill nodded and walked away. Sue breathed again. The files continued copying. "What is this?" High Counselor Ziv's voice boomed through the emergency meeting chamber. On the large screen behind him were images that made some council members gasp. The images showed human wars, massive armies, terrible weapons, cities destroyed. But most shocking were the dates. These wars had happened hundreds of years ago. "These files were found in our public database this morning," said the council's head of security. "Someone put them there deliberately." "Is this real?" asked Counselor Trell, who had always dismissed humans as primitive. "Yes," said Vrax of the Drell. "My people have studied human history. They are warriors. They have been killing each other for thousands of years. But their technology," Trell began, "is far more advanced than they showed us." Vrax interrupted. He tapped his control panel. New images appeared on the screen. Earth ships with powerful weapons, hidden bases on their moon and Mars, factories building what looked like war machines. "Where did you get these?" Ziv demanded. "My spies," Vrax said simply. "I've been watching them since they arrived. The humans have not only studied our technology, they've improved it, made it deadlier." The council chamber fell silent. "There's more," Vrax continued. "They have established colonies outside our space. At least 17 worlds that we know of." "Impossible," said Vex. "Their ships are too slow." "No," said Vrax. "The ships they show we did us are slow. Their real ships are much faster." In the Earth Command Center, Director Juwu Kang watched the council meeting through Sue's hidden cameras. "They found the files," she said to Ambassador June, who stood beside her, "just as we planned." June nodded. "And how are they taking it?" "Panic. Confusion. Some still don't believe it." On another screen, they could see massive Earth ships taking position in the asteroid belt. The ships had been hidden for years, waiting for this moment. "Admiral Jin reports the fleet is ready," Lieutenant Hannah said, reading from her tablet. "Good," Jun replied. "It's time for Phase 2. "Sir," Hannah hesitated, "some council species are already talking about attacking Earth. They're scared." "Let them be scared," Jun said. "For too long, they thought we were weak. Now they will learn." "What if they attack?" Ju asked. "They won't," Jun said confidently. "They're too busy arguing with each other. And soon, they'll have bigger problems." He tapped his tablet. A message appeared. HCTIVA key Phase 2. On 17 planets outside Council space, human colonies received the signal. Massive shield generators powered up, revealing cities that had been hidden for decades. Factories began producing ships and weapons at incredible speeds. And in deep space, far from both Earth and the Council, the largest human fleet ever built began moving. Their destination, the Council's most important trade routes. Not to attack, just to watch. And wait. Earth wasn't declaring war. They were simply showing their strength. The true revelation had only just begun. 1 year after leaving the Galactic Council, Earth was ready to show its full strength. The time for hiding was over. Admiral Jin Park stood on the bridge of the EDF Defiance, the largest warship humans had ever built. It was 5 kilometers long, with weapons that could destroy a small moon. Until today, it had been hidden in a secret base under the surface of Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon. "All systems ready," Admiral reported his second-in-command. Jin nodded. "Begin the demonstration." Across the solar system, 100 massive warships rose from hidden bases. Some came from beneath the seas of Earth. Others emerged from the dark side of the moon. Still more appeared from Mars, Venus, and the moons of Jupiter and Saturn. Together, they formed Earth's first interstellar battle fleet. On Nexus 7, the Galactic Council's space station, Alarms blared. Multiple ships detected in Earth's solar system. A technician shouted, "Massive energy readings." The council members rushed to the observation deck. On the large view screen, they watched as Earth's fleet performed complex maneuvers at the edge of their solar system. "By the stars," whispered High Counselor Ziv. "How long have they had these ships?" "Years," said Counselor Vrax of the Drell. "Perhaps decades. They were never the primitives you thought they were." "What do they want?" asked Counselor Trell, whose opinion of humans had changed drastically since they left the council. "They've sent a message," said a communications officer. "Text only." The message appeared on the screen. "Greetings from Earth. This is a demonstration of our defensive capabilities. We mean no harm to peaceful species." "Defensive?" Trell laughed nervously. "Those are warships." "Yes," said Vrax, "but notice they are staying within their own solar system. They are not attacking. Not yet." Commander Doyan Ryu led his team through the empty corridors of Nexus 7. They wore the standard maintenance uniforms of the station's staff. No one looked at them twice. "In position," Doyan whispered into his hidden communicator. "Proceed," came the reply from Earth Command. Doyan's team split up, each member heading to a different section of the station. They weren't there to cause damage. They were there to collect data. In his hand, Doyan held a small device that looked like a normal tool, but it was actually scanning everything around him. Defense systems, communication networks, power grids. Everything the council thought was secret. As he worked, Doyan smiled. The council thought humans were only now showing their military power. They didn't realize humans had been studying them for years. Back on Earth, Director Zhu Kang met with the world's leaders. On screens around her, they could see live feeds from Doyan's team on Nexus 7, as well as from spy satellites throughout Council space. "We have detailed files on every Council species," Zhu explained. "Their military capabilities, their technologies, and most importantly, their weaknesses." "And they never suspected?" asked the president. "They were too busy looking down on us," Zhu replied. "While they thought we were begging to join their council, we were studying everything about them." Ambassador Jun entered the room. "The council has called an emergency meeting. They're terrified." "Good," said the president. "And our colonies outside council space. 17 worlds, all now visible to council scans," Jun reported. "The oldest has been operating for 30 years. "What about the non-council species?" asked Zhu. "The ones the council rejected." "We've already made contact with 12 of them," Jun said. "They're eager to form alliances with Earth." The president nodded. "So the ruse is fully revealed. For years, they thought we were weak, primitive, desperate to join them. Now they know the truth," said Jun. "We were never negotiating from a position of weakness. We were studying them from a position of strength." On the main screen, Earth's fleet continued its precision maneuvers, a clear message to the galaxy. Humanity was not to be underestimated. Not ever again. 2 years after leaving the Council, Earth's true plan was working perfectly. The Earth Concordat was now official. 12 species that the Council had dismissed as primitive had joined with humans to form a new alliance. Minji Han, Earth's chief economist, stood before the Concordat representatives. Holograms of alien leaders filled the room, each from a different world. "The trade numbers are clear," Minji said. "The Council now depends on resources that we control." On the large screen behind her, charts showed how Council economies were struggling. The Concordat controlled major sources of rare minerals, important trade routes, and advanced technology. "We are not trying to hurt them," Minji explained, "but they must learn to respect us." The leader of the Taurans, a peaceful species with 4 arms, spoke up. "For a century, the Council called us not ready to join them. Now they beg for our minerals, and they will continue to beg," Minji said with a small smile. "We are introducing new trade rules today." The new rules were simple but powerful. The Concordat would continue to trade with the Council, but prices would be higher. Delivery would be slower, and the Council would have to treat all species with respect. On Nexus 7, the Council was falling apart. Representatives argued loudly as their economy suffered. "This is Earth's fault," shouted Councillor Trell. "They turned these species against us." "No," said High Councillor Ziv, who had grown wiser in recent months. "We did this to ourselves. We treated these species as lesser beings. Now we pay the price." "We should attack them," said another council member. "Show our strength." Councillor Vrax of the Drell laughed. "With what ships? Half our fleet depends on fuel from Concordat worlds. And have you forgotten Earth's military? They could destroy us if they wanted to." "But they haven't attacked," Ziv noted. "Not once." "That's what troubles me," Vrax admitted. "They show power but use restraint. What are they waiting for?" The answer came sooner than expected. A message from Earth appeared on the main screen. "The Earth Concordat welcomes peaceful relations with all species. We have no desire for war or domination. We seek only fair treatment and mutual respect." Professor Jun Yoon, Earth's top expert on alien politics, sat in his office at the new Concordat headquarters on Earth. 4 alien diplomats sat with him, watching news from across the galaxy. 3 more council species have requested to join the Concordat, said one of the aliens. Junsa nodded, and they will be welcome, if they truly believe in our principles. "The council thinks you want revenge," said another alien. "We never wanted revenge," Junsu replied. "We never wanted war. We just wanted respect." "But your military," the alien began, "is for defense," Junsu finished. "Humans learned long ago that being weak invites attack. Being strong but peaceful earns respect." On his screen, he could see reports of council ships changing their routes to avoid confrontation with Earth vessels. Some council worlds were already changing their laws to match Concordat standards. "The power shift is happening faster than we expected," Junsu admitted. "Is that bad?" asked one of the diplomats. "No," Junsu said, "but change can be frightening. Some species might panic." His communicator beeped with an urgent message. He read it, and his face grew serious. "What is it?" asked the aliens. "The Drell," Junsu said. "They've launched an attack on one of our outposts." The aliens gasped. The Drell were known as the Council's military enforcers. "Will Earth strike back?" one asked. Junsu stood up. "We will respond, but not as they expect." The game had changed. For the first time, someone had attacked Earth. Now the galaxy would see how humans handled those who chose violence. And the Council would finally understand why provoking humanity was the last thing they should have done. The Drell attack on Earth's outpost on the small moon of Nexus 12 lasted exactly 17 minutes. 6 Drell warships appeared from hyperspace and opened fire without warning. They expected to destroy the outpost quickly. They were wrong. Hidden shield generators activated instantly. The Drell weapons hit the shields but did no damage. The 50 humans at the outpost were safe. When news of the attack reached Earth, there was no panic. There was only calm determination. Admiral Jin Park received the orders directly from Earth Command. Neutralize the Drell fleet. No casualties if possible. Jin nodded to his officers on the bridge of the EDF Defiance. Deploy Task Force 7. 5 Earth ships jumped to the outpost's location. They were smaller than the Defiance but still powerful. Each carried a special weapon the Drell had never seen before. The Drell ships fired again at the Earth vessels, but their weapons couldn't penetrate the advanced shields. Deploy EMP nets, ordered Captain Hyun, leader of Task Force 7. From each Earth ship, strange devices shot out into space. They expanded into glowing energy webs that surrounded the Drell vessels. Suddenly, all lights on the Drell ships went dark. "All Drell ships disabled," reported an officer. "No destruction. No casualties." "Good," said Captain Yun. "Now for Phase 2. Colonel Yoon-ha Kwon led her Special Forces team onto the Drell flagship. They wore advanced combat suits that made them almost invisible. The Drell crew, struggling with emergency power, didn't see them coming. Remember, Yun had told her team, no lethal force, stun weapons only. In just 20 minutes, Yunha's team of 12 humans captured the entire Drell flagship, a ship with a crew of 300. Not a single shot was fired. Not a single life was lost. When they reached the bridge, Yunha faced the Drell commander. He was tall, muscular, with gray skin and angry red eyes. "How?" he demanded. "How did you defeat our ship so easily?" Yunha removed her helmet. "We studied you for years while you thought we were primitive. We know every weakness in your ships, your weapons, even your combat training. You should have destroyed us," the Drell commander said. "That's what warriors do." "No," Yunho replied. "That's what you do. Humans fight when we must, but we prefer peace." The Drell commander seemed confused. "Then what happens now? Prison? Execution?" "Neither," said Yuna. "You and your crews will be returned to your homeworld unharmed. Your ships will be repaired and given back." "That makes no sense," the Drell said. "We attacked you. And now you know what happens when you attack humans," Yuna said. "Next time, we might not be so merciful." On Nexus 7, the Council watched in shock as reports came in. The Drell fleet, the strongest military force in the Council, had been defeated without a single casualty. "Impossible," whispered Councillor Trell. "No," said High Councillor Ziv. This was a message. The humans could have destroyed those ships. Instead, they showed restraint. Councillor Vrax of the Drell was unusually quiet. Finally, he spoke. "My species has been warriors for 10,000 years. Today we were defeated by humans who refused to kill us even when they could have." He paused. "Perhaps we have been wrong about many things." "Earth has requested an emergency council session," announced a staff member. "They wish to address the council directly." The chamber fell silent. After years of ignoring the council, Earth was ready to talk again. But this time, everyone knew who held the real power. "Accept their request," said Ziv. "And may the stars help us if we make the wrong decision." The Drell incident was over, but its impact on the galaxy was just beginning. The council chamber was completely silent when diplomat Yuri Lee walked in. He was the first human to enter this room since Earth abandoned talks 2 years ago. Every alien eye watched him closely. Yuri looked exactly the same as he had back then. He wore the same simple blue uniform. He had the same calm face. But everyone knew things were very different now. "Thank you for meeting with me," Yuri said. His voice was polite and measured, showing no sign of victory or pride. High Councillor Ziv nodded. "Earth has proven its position. We are ready to listen." Behind Yuri, 4 more humans entered. One was Lieutenant Hannah Lee, who had been there when Earth first left the talks. Another was Professor Jun Soo-yoon, the expert on alien politics. The others were new faces to the Council. "Earth would like to resume negotiations for membership in the Galactic Council," Yuri announced. Murmurs spread through the chamber. After everything that had happened, after proving they didn't need the Council, the humans still wanted to join. "On what terms?" asked Councillor Vrax of the Drell. He spoke with new respect in his voice. Yuri smiled. "Terms that benefit all species, not just the powerful ones." He handed a small device to Ziv. A hologram appeared, showing 3 simple demands. 1. Equal representation for all intelligent species. 2. Free exchange of technology and knowledge. 3. A formal apology for the treatment of lesser species. "That's all?" Councillor Trell asked in surprise. Many had expected Earth to demand control of the Council, or special privileges, or extreme punishments for the Drell attack. "That's all," Yuri confirmed. "The first demand would change the entire structure of the Council," Ziv noted. "Currently, older species have more votes." "Yes," Yuri said. "And that system has led to prejudice and stagnation. All beings deserve equal voice, regardless of how long they've been in space. The second demand, began another counselor, means sharing technologies that some of you have hoarded, Yuri finished. Medicine that could save billions of lives. Clean energy that could protect worlds from pollution. And the apology? Asked Vrax. Professor Junsu stepped forward. Words matter. Acknowledging past wrongs is the first step toward a better future. The council members looked at each other. These demands were not what they expected. They were not about power or revenge. They were about fairness. May we have time to discuss these terms? Ziv asked. Of course, Yuri replied. We will return tomorrow for your answer. As the humans turned to leave, Counselor Vrax spoke again. Why? After proving you don't need us, why seek membership at all? Yuri stopped and looked back. Because isolation leads to misunderstanding. Because cooperation is better than competition. Because we believe in a galaxy where all species work together, not one where the strong dominate the weak. When the humans left, the council exploded into debate. Some wanted to reject the terms. Others saw wisdom in them. They could have demanded anything, Ziv said, bringing order to the chamber. They could have threatened us with their military. Instead, they asked for equality and cooperation. It makes no sense, said a council member. They hold all the power now. Perhaps, said Vrax, that is why they can afford to be generous. The council debated through the night. By morning, they had reached their decision. When Yuri and his team returned, Ziv stood to address them. We have voted, Ziv announced. By 35 votes to 2, the council accepts Earth's terms. A new era in galactic history had begun, not through conquest or domination, but through wisdom and respect. And it had all started because Earth had simply walked away from the table. 5 years had passed since Earth abandoned talks with the Galactic Council. 5 years since the Council panicked. Now the galaxy was a very different place. The new Council chamber on Nexus 7 was twice the size of the old one. It had to be, to fit all the new members. Where once only 37 species had seats, now over 100 gathered to make decisions together. High Chancellor Jun Kim, once simply Earth's ambassador, now led the reformed council. He stood at the center of the chamber, looking out at the faces of beings from across the galaxy. 5 years ago, we walked away, Jun began. We did not do this out of anger or pride. We did it because we saw a system that was unfair. Today, that system is gone. In its place, we have built something better. The chamber erupted in applause. Even the Drell, once the most aggressive species in the council, joined in. Their representative, a younger, more open-minded leader than Vrax, nodded respectfully at Jun. Today we announce our most ambitious project yet. Jun continued. The Galactic Cooperation Initiative. Behind him, a large hologram appeared. It showed plans for massive shipyards, research stations, and new hyperspace routes connecting distant parts of the galaxy. With the combined knowledge of all our species, we will build ships that can travel faster, grow food that can feed more people, and develop medicines that can cure more diseases. In a research lab on Earth, Chief Scientist Haijin Cho worked with a team of 15 aliens. Each came from a different world. Each brought unique knowledge. The final tests are complete, Haijin announced. The new drive works perfectly. On the table before them sat a small device. It didn't look impressive, just a metal cube with glowing blue lines. But it would change everything. 20 times faster than our best hyperdrives, said a Trill scientist, his eyes wide with amazement. Travel between galaxies will now be possible. And it couldn't have been built by any one species alone. Haijin reminded them. The energy matrix is human. The gravity controls are Drell. The stabilization field is Tauran. The door opened, and Jun Kim walked in. He had just returned from the council meeting. Is it ready? He asked. Haijin smiled. Yes, the first ship with the new drive will launch next month. Jun looked at the device with pride. What did you name it? The Concordia Drive. Hyjin said. After the Earth Concordat that started all this. Later that day, Jun met with his old team. Han Ali was now an admiral. Minji Han led the council's economic division. Todd Park worked with new species as they joined the reformed council. Did you ever think it would turn out this way? Hannah asked. When we walked out that day. I hoped, Jun admitted, but I wasn't certain. The old council feared us, Minji said. They thought we would destroy them. Fear is a poor foundation for respect, Ta noted. That's why we showed strength but chose peace. Jun walked to the window of his office. From here, he could see the massive space station that housed the new council. Ships of all shapes and sizes moved around it, each carrying beings from different worlds. The council once feared what would happen if humans walked away, Jun said quietly. Now they understand what happens when humanity extends a hand in true partnership. Outside, a new ship was launching. Its hull bore the symbols of 20 different worlds, working together. As it moved away from the station, its new Concordia drive activated. With a flash of light, it disappeared into the depths of space, carrying the combined hopes of a united galaxy. The journey that began with Earth abandoning talks had led to something no one expected, a better future for all.